Hello WBO. Not really how I'd like to first appear on video to you, but I think you may know me from such threads as yelling at you angrily, yelling at you repeatedly, and calling you an idiot, and generally insulting your intelligence. Recently, I've got something that may make a couple of you a bit more happy. Well, we all know Uriel 2's blade base, and its famous speed, and slightly more famous tendency to explode randomly. I may have solved this, not by magically casting spells on the base itself, but I have found another part that fixes it. Turns out we were thinking wrong by trying to add into the base. We should have been adding it into the right spin gear, because it's a spin gear part, or at least needs to be legal. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how to edit videos, so this will be shit. Oh, I should probably warn your kids about the language. It's too late now. Anyway, here is the Beyblade. You will note that would be Uriel 2's tip on Burning Kerberus's base, with Drigger V2's attack ring and support part. Alrighty. Let's disassemble it. Show you how it's all done. Right. Here's the spin gear. That's Warborg 2 spin gear. Casings. Yeah, they're the only parts that'll work. It's the only one that'll work. Creates height issues with some things. Doesn't fit in others. But yeah, sorry. Really not used to this video camera. Anyway, as you can see, Uriel 2's tip. That can just be taken out like so. But, it does fit very snugly. You can just put it in like that. Nothing else in the parts. I'll take it apart fully for you though. So, there you go. There's the two halves of the spin gear. And here is Uriel 2's change tip. Now, it can actually be used in defense mode here as well. If you wanted to have some sort of horrible Seaborg 2 but somehow even worse thing, think Rubber Sharp, a million times worse. Don't bother. Anyway, you can take it apart to be slightly more legit in terms of putting it together. Basically, you'll note that compared to, we'll grab that. Let's take something else apart. Didn't really prepare for this. And my Warborg casings always get stuck. Anyway, here we have Warborg's casing. You probably won't be able to see it on YouTube. We have Warborg's casing, Warborg 2's casing. One thing, they are different, unlike what BayWiki recently said, which I've only just been through and corrected. You'll note that Warborg 2 here, yeah, this one, has an extra little compartment at the bottom, which Warborg 1 doesn't have. It just cuts off there. And that's where the fattest part of Uriel's tip fits. Yes, I'm clumsy. You may have noticed this. So basically, you take that. It's all very simple. Take that. Put that in like so. You don't really have to bother with this. And then put the other part on. Although really, it's much simpler just to stick the two parts together and just jam it in. Okay, so then you put that on like normal. The little ring thing, which, I don't know, just keeps things more stable, I guess. Put it together. I think that's Warborg 2's spin gear thing, doesn't really matter. It matches nicely though. Anyway, so then you take your Burning Kerberus base. Other options for this would include Warborg 2's base. Doesn't allow support parts, but you know, you already have the parts, and doesn't mean you've got to take apart that beautiful Burning Kerberus zombie thing you have sitting around, because we all do. If you don't, you suck. Oh, fuck. So yeah, so that's in Warborg 2's base. Warburg 1's base also works, but oh god, it's horrible. Mine isn't a particularly well moulded example, so it doesn't actually fit perfectly. But in a good Warburg's base, it would fit. For some reason, since you've obviously already got Warburg 2's base, why would you put it in Warburg 1's base? But okay. Anyway, back to the thing. You've got Kerber's, Burning Kerber's base, Warburg 2 tip, spin gear, and by your powers combined, it's a viable use for Uriel 2's tip. Okay, so personal favourite combination, and far less likely to cause breakage, because as much as Burning Kerber's base won't suffer from gold plastic syndrome, it is still moving extremely fast and holding some rather violent support parts, so it's not, so I can't guarantee that it's not going to also fly apart horribly and shatter your hopes and dreams. Not using support parts would probably be the best alternative in that case, so you could use Warburg 2's base for that, but it would be somewhat taller and less effective. Although it's probably perfectly fine, to be honest. It works in that cool upper attack combo. Anyway, so here it is, fully assembled. That was just me putting support parts on and stuff. You all know how to do it, just like a standard Beyblade. The tip can come out at the bottom. Yeah. It's like the 5th time I've dropped it. Anyway, yes, and I'm not going to do a second take, so all the horrible mistakes I've made and stuff will be left in. I'm sorry, and it's going to be long like one of my posts. You'll just have to live with me. At least I'm right about stuff. So yeah, that can just go in, but it does, again, it fits really snugly. It's perfectly launchable. I'm not going to do a video of that because I'm not going to try and angle my laptop over the stadium and then sort all that out. Plus you'd see the rest of my room and it is a dump. So there it is, all together, beautiful, fast, horrible, violent, and hopefully slightly less self-destructive than before. Although, obviously, using your Uriel 2 base, which is probably in somewhat similar condition to this one by now, would be the better alternative. As a little height comparison for you, this is actually slightly shorter, I think. Might not be, but because the tip sits lower. Well, the tip protrudes less from this base, but you know, it's a possibility. Yes, I'm using Drigger because it's it's probably the best use for support parts in an attack type beta ever. And yes, it murders the shit out of zombies. I think that's it. So there you have it. Uriel 2's tip back in use, as long as the committee allows it. Please.